Hello everyone and welcome to my CBS Soaps official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Wednesday, October 29, 2025. Today on The Young and the Restless, Phyllis and Kane indulge in some sexually charged mind games. Nikki and Victoria support Sharon and Jack gives Billy an assignment. At the Abbott house, Jack tells Billy that Victor or someone has stolen Kane's AI program. If it's him, he's bound to come after Jabot. Billy learns that Jack thinks Victor had help from Phyllis. Jack wants Billy to deal with Phyllis. If she's giving Victor the means to attack Jabot, he'll make damn sure she gets caught in the fallout. Billy's weirdly flattered that Jack reached out to him for help. He declares that if they work together, there's not a fight they can't win. After checking that Jabot's still intact, Jack asks Billy to connect with Phyllis and offer her anything she wants to be on their side. At the club, Kane questions Phyllis' contention that Victor has the AI and will use it to go after Arabesque. Why wouldn't he attack Jabot? Ashby accuses an offended Phyllis of playing him and probes to find out what she's hiding and what she wants. Phyllis, of course, deflect. When Kane reveals that he warned Jack that Victor may be coming for Jabot, Phyllis is clearly irked and rants that when she ran Jabot, the Abbotts screwed her over. She then promises Kane she's not in bed with anyone else and he smirks, "You're good." Turning flirtatious, Kane teases that Phyllis has him unbalanced. If she has her way, he'll lose his footing completely. He doesn't want to end up flat on his back. She purrs that she can think of worse positions he could be in with her. Kyle walks into the shadow room in LA and approaches Sienna to get the dirt on Audra. She throws him off by asking how well he knows Noah Newman. Kyle explains their families have been connected for decades and Nick is his former father-in-law. Sienna was sorry to hear Noah was in the hospital and wants an update. Kyle explains he's in a coma and questions why she's so concerned about him. At the hospital in LA, Nikki and Victoria join Nick and Sharon. Once they've all seen Noah, they return to the waiting area and discuss the strange and highly suspicious circumstances around the accident. Nikki says Victor is having Sienna back all checked out. Nick announces he can't wait for that, he's going to see her now. Back at the bar, Sienna tells Kyle she was helping Noah understand the LA scene and that Nick claims Samoon may have intentionally run him off the road. She hopes Noah being at her club beforehand isn't tied into it. Just then, Nick arrives and asks Kyle what he's doing there. Kyle explains he's hopping to get info on Holden. He doesn't trust him with Claire. Nick grunts about the world getting smaller as Sienna insists Novik's not a threat. Kyle gets sidelined so Nick can grill Sienna about the night of Noah's accident. He needs to know who tried to kill his son. Nick questions Sienna about where her staff goes after work. She doesn't know about any after-hours clubs and has told him everything she remembers about that night. He's surprised to hear the detective never came to question her and can't shake the feeling she's not giving him the whole story. He wants to question her staff, and she suggests tomorrow. He wonders if she's trying to buy time. At the hospital, Nikki and Victoria assure Sharon she's part of their family, so she opens up about how awful it was to hear the news of the accident and to tell Nick. Sharon hopes he can find some answers. Still at the Abbott mansion, Jack's convinced Billy will know if Phyllis is hiding something. Billy questions trying to bring her on side if she's already working with Victor. Jack reminds him she's always about Phyllis. Even if she didn't steal the AI, she can help them ward off a cyber attack. As Billy heads out, Jack warns he's counting on him. At the club, Phyllis tells Kane that Victor going after him has an upside. It will make him sympathetic in Lily's eyes. Kane thinks the redhead is doing whatever she can to make sure he doesn't see her shoving the knife in his back. Phyllis acts outraged that he thinks she's lying to him. Ashby tells her she's one of the most baffling, exasperating, and fascinating women he's ever known. In the shadow room, Sienna insists to Nick that she wants answer 2. She likes Noah. Nick wonders just how close they were. She sniffs that she's a married woman. Nick warns he'll be back in the morning to question her staff. Sienna rejoins Kyle, who thinks she seems worried. "How about you and I make a deal? If Sienna tells him everything he needs to know about Audra in exchange, he'll dig into Noah's accident and the police investigation." At the Abbott mansion, the morning sun filters through the tall glass windows, casting light on Jack's pensive face. He's standing near the fireplace, holding a folder marked Kane AI Project. Billy walks in, coffee in hand, whistling softly until he catches sight of his brother's grim expression. "Uh-oh," Billy quips, "that's your Victor Newman has done something devious again face." Jack sighs, tossing the folder onto the table. He didn't just do something, Billy. He stole Kane's entire AI framework, every line of code, every encrypted protocol. If Victor's got it, Jabot's next on his hit list. Billy raises a brow. You're sure it was Victor? Jack hesitates, lowering his voice. No, but I'm sure he didn't do it alone. Billy studies him for a beat, a smirk tugging at his lips. You're not seriously about to say what I think you're about to say. Jack's jaw tightens. Phillies. Billy lets out a low whistle, setting his mug down. Now that's a twist. You think your ex, has teamed up with Victor? That's like gasoline meeting fire. Jack turns toward the window, his voice firm. She's always had her own agenda. If she's giving Victor the means to attack Jabot, she won't just get burned, she'll be caught in the fallout. Billy folds his arms, considering. You want me to deal with her, don't you? Jack meets his brother's eyes. You have a history with Phillies, you'll know if she's hiding something. I want you to reach out, play to her ego, offer her anything she wants. Get her on our side before Victor moves. Billy's eyes gleam with a mixture of excitement and apprehension. You sure you trust me to do that? You know how complicated things get between me and Phillies. Jack's lips press into a thin smile. You're the only one who can get close enough to find out the truth. Billy chuckles softly, taking a sip of coffee. Fine, but if I go down that road, don't say I didn't warn you. Jack's tone darkens. Just remember what's at stake. If Victor launches that AI against Jabot, everything we've built could be destroyed. Phillies Summers sits in the corner booth, her signature red hair gleaming under the soft lighting. Across from her, Kane Ashby leans forward, his expression sharp, controlled, though his eyes give away the tension simmering beneath. So, Kane says slowly, you're still sticking to the story that Victor has the AI and plans to go after Arabesque. Phillies crosses her legs, giving him that confident, half-smiling look that has undone so many men before. That's not a story, Kane, it's a warning. He narrows his eyes. Then why isn't he going after Jabot? Why target Arabesque, my company, when it's Jack he's got the bigger grudge with? Phillies leans back, stirring her martini lazily. Maybe he wants to cripple the smaller fish before taking on the shark. Kane chuckles, or maybe you're feeding him the bait. Her eyes flash. Excuse me. You heard me, Kane says, his Australian accent thickening. You play both sides like it's a sport, Phillies. I just want to know which team you're really on. Phillies sets her glass down with a clink. I'm not on anyone's team. I'm on my side, Kane, always have been. He leans in, voice low and probing. Then tell me what you really want. Phillies' lips curl into a smirk. Maybe I just like keeping powerful men guessing. The tension between them thickens like smoke. Kane watches her closely. He knows this game, but she plays it better than anyone. When he mentions warning Jack about Victor's next move, Phillies' mask cracks for the briefest second. Her voice turns sharp. You did what? I gave Jack a heads up, Kane replies coolly. If Victor's coming after Jabot, they deserve to know. Phillies laughs bitterly. Of course you did. You Abbots stick together, don't you? When I ran Jabot, they tore me apart. Don't talk to me about loyalty. Her voice softens suddenly, a purr returning. But don't worry, Kane, I'm not in bed with anyone else, at least not yet. Kane smirks, leaning closer. You're good. Oh honey, she murmurs, eyes glinting. You have no idea how good. Their flirtation turns electric. You've got me unbalanced, Phillies, Kane admits, his voice low. If I'm not careful, I'll end up flat on my back. Phillies chuckles darkly. I can think of worse positions you could be in, especially with me. The moment hangs heavy with heat and danger, a perfect reflection of the two of them. Kyle Abbott walks into the dimly lit VIP bar, scanning for a familiar face. The music hums low, the crowd sleek and secretive. His eyes land on Sienna Bacall, the enigmatic owner, standing near the bar in a silver dress that catches the light like liquid metal. Sienna, he says smoothly, approaching her, we need to talk. She arches a brow. Kyle Abbott, to what do I owe the pleasure? I'm looking for information, Kyle says, about Audra Charles. Sienna laughs softly. You and half of Lowe's Angels, what makes you think I'd tell you anything? Kyle smirks, because I know people who can make your business life a lot easier or a lot harder. She gives him a once-over, amused. I like a man who negotiates with confidence, but tell me, how well do you know Noah Newman? Kyle's surprise flickers. Noah, our families go way back. His father's my ex-father-in-law. Why? Sienna's expression softens slightly. I heard he's in the hospital. I'm sorry to hear that. How is he? Kyle studies her carefully. He's in a coma. Why are you so concerned about him? Sienna looks away. He was a friend. I was helping him adjust to LA. He had dreams, music, art, ambition. It's a tragedy what happened. Before Kyle can press further, the doors swing open and Nick Newman strides in, tension radiating off him. Nikki and Victoria stand beside Sharon, the three women united in their worry. Noah lies motionless in the hospital bed, machines softly beeping. Sharon gently brushes a lock of hair from her son's forehead. It doesn't make sense, Victoria says quietly. Noah's careful, he doesn't take risks like that. Nikki nods gravely. Victor's already having Sienna Bacall investigated. Something about that woman doesn't sit right with me. Nick returns from speaking with the doctors, his expression dark. I can't just sit here waiting for answers. I'm going to find Sienna and get the truth myself. Sharon grips his arm. Be careful, Nick. If someone wanted to hurt Noah, they won't stop at him. Nick's jaw clenches. Then they picked the wrong family to mess with. Nick spots Kyle almost immediately. What the hell are you doing here, Kyle? Kyle looks uneasy but firm. I'm following up on a lead. Holden Novik's been spending time with Claire and I don't trust him. Nick frowns. Small world, huh? You're digging into Holden, I'm digging into Sienna. Looks like we both found the same nest of vipers. Sienna interjects, her composure flawless. Holden's not a threat, Nick, and I've already told the police everything about that night. Nick steps closer, voice low and dangerous. Then why do I get the feeling you're leaving something out? Sienna folds her arms. Because you want someone to blame. I can't help it if the detective hasn't done his job. Nick narrows his eyes. You'll be seeing me again tomorrow. I'm questioning your staff, all of them. Sienna forces a smile. Of course, Mr. Newman, anything for justice. As Nick storms out, Kyle turns to her. You seem nervous, Sienna. Want to tell me why? Her smile falters just slightly. I just don't like being accused of things I didn't do. Kyle studies her, then says quietly, how about we make a deal? You tell me everything you know about Audra, her plans, her connections, and I'll dig into Noah's accident myself. I'll find out what the police missed. Sienna hesitates, eyes darting toward the door Nick exited through. You'd really do that? Kyle nods. We both want the truth. Let's find it together. In the dim light of Noah's room, Sharon whispers a silent prayer. Nikki places a hand on her shoulder, her voice soft. You're part of this family, Sharon, always. Sharon exhales shakily. Hearing the news, telling Nick it was the hardest thing I've ever done, but I have to believe there's a reason. Someone did this and they'll be found. Victoria nods. They will. Dad will make sure of it. But as they leave the room, a shadow moves outside Noah's door, a figure in a dark coat, slipping away before anyone sees. Billy returns to Jack, his expression unreadable. I talked to Phillies. Jack looks up and... Billy exhales slowly. She's dancing around the truth. Whatever going on, she's neck deep in it, but she's not doing it for Victor, she's doing it for herself. Jack frowns, which means she's even more dangerous. Billy nods. I'll keep pushing. If she's hiding something, I'll find it. As Billy leaves, Jack turns toward the window again, staring into the night sky over Genoa City. It's always the ones we trust the least who know the most. Philly sits alone now, swirling her drink, a smirk tugging at her lips. Her phone buzzes, a new message. She opens it and her expression hardens. Message, phase 1 complete. Victor doesn't suspect a thing. Philly's reflection glints in the mirror behind the bar. Good, she whispers, because by the time he does, I'll be running the whole damn game. She raises her glass to her reflection, to power and to payback. Fade out. Philly's and Kane's flirtation deepens as mistrust brews. Jack tasks Billy with uncovering Philly's loyalty. In LA, Sienna and Nick face off over Noah's accident while Kyle strikes a dangerous bargain. Sharon leans on Nikki and Victoria for support, unaware a dark conspiracy is still unfolding. Collision tomorrow on The Young and the Restless. Jack discovers Phillies' secret message. Nick corners Sienna's bartender with shocking results, and Billy's attraction to Philly's reignites a fire that could consume them both. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and don't miss any updates.